You know, a lot of us had, as we were saying before, Tuesday evening was discouraging for a lot of us. But I think every single person here had one great victory, the highest vote getter in the Republican primary in the state of Connecticut, the next Attorney General of the state of Connecticut, the standard bearer of this prophet in the state of Connecticut, Martha D.
She's a lady. She's a lady.
Thank you. Thank you very much, and for all your great support last week. It's truly amazing what people can do when we get together and are all on the same page. Friends, today we come together to honor the efforts of our founding fathers and their creation of the U.S. Constitution. Though we live in a different time, the separation of years has only enhanced our deep affection and our admiration for these men and their efforts. For out of the rugged frontier, out of the small New England villages, out of the vast mid-Atlantic farms and plantations, out of the eclectic, deeply religious, fiercely independent inhabitants of this untamed land, our friends formed America. They formed, as you all know, the greatest civilization in the history of the world. Using their knowledge of history and their keen understanding of their fellow man to create the blueprint for freedom, the United States Constitution. Our founders knew what few in political power understand today. Our Constitution does not create any rights whatsoever. Our government does not create any rights whatsoever. Each and every right held by the people predate the Constitution and our government. Each and every right held by the people exists within us. They were not and cannot be created by government, nor can they be taken away by government if government is operating within legal limits. Now, as our founders stated in the Declaration of Independence, government is formed by the people, for the people, to secure the inalienable rights held by the people. In fact, it is the only legitimate power and purpose of government to secure citizens' most fundamental rights. Today, too few people in elected office understand that the Constitution does not speak to our relationships with one another. It says nothing about what we can and cannot do in private or in business. The Constitution speaks only to what government is prohibited from doing to us, and it establishes the type of government that is least likely to violate these fundamental rights. Our founders' challenge, as others have said, was to create the institutional arrangements for limiting power and securing the rights promised in the Declaration. Well, I don't have to tell you, fellow patriots, today we see a federal and a state government of seemingly limitless power. And why is this of such a great concern? Because any government with limitless power has, by definition, robbed the people of power and left the citizens powerless. I don't need to tell you, who understand so well, that such a society is not what our founders had in mind. This is not what they were creating when they crafted our Constitution, the blueprint for our freedom. So as your Attorney General, what can I do to return power to its legitimate place, to the people of the state of Connecticut? First, I promise not just to uphold the Constitution, as I've said many times before, I promise to read it. It's humorous only because, so as you well know, too few of our elected leaders have actually read this document and have bothered to take the time to understand the limitations that we have placed on their power. Second, I will join the other states that are challenging the insurance mandate in Obamacare. Third, I will support all legislative efforts to nullify federal laws that rely on the exercise of power not granted to the federal government. supporting all legislative efforts to nullify federal efforts to regulate purely intrastate commerce. Fourth, I will stand firmly behind Arizona and our other sister states in the assertion of their right to protect their borders and their citizens. And finally, I will work with the legislature to reform Connecticut's eminent domain law so that never again is private property taken and given to private developers. Upholding the Constitution is my highest duty as your Attorney General, and I will take this obligation seriously. Thank you very much.